Hello, and welcome to Let the Fans Fucking Talk. I'm your host, Ryan Freeman, and I'm joined here with...
Kien, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Absolutely nothing.
Are you, quoting McGregor right now?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, I am.
I actually watched the highlights of that fight, man.
I did too.
It was an interesting fight.
Well, we're going to save that for later.
Okay, is that going to be our topic?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we have today on our roster of things?
Kicking off with some light, stupid news.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. So, we were talking about, injuries in football?
Yeah.
So my brother just dislocated his shoulder in his first senior game.
Nice.
And he's out for, 3 games now.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like most of a high school season.
Right. And so, I feel really bad for him because,
Because they only play, 8 games, don't they?
Yeah, and then they go to state, and then, my mom's like, yeah, he was, crying and things like that. I'm like, nice. He's like, how am I supposed to get into, Morningside and things like that? I'm like, well, you're shooting below the barrel. I'm glad, some of those kids are like, you can make it to the NFL, Trevor. I'm like,
Morningside's a realistic dream. They're a D3 school, so...
And they're good for what they are.
For a D3 school,
For a D3 school.
They're dominant in D3 because they used to be a Division 1 school until they had, a bunch of recruiting scams.
Wait, they used to be a D1 school?
Yeah, they did, way back.
No shit. Okay, yeah. Wow, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, and then they got a bunch of recruiting scams, so the NCAA knocked them down to a Division 3 school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's shitty.
Yep.
What's a scam? What is a recruiting scam? They're
they promise them money and stuff to go to their school.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's fucked up. Go on.
Okay, so we're starting off with some light news today, which is the Minnesota Vikings gave Nickelback a warm welcome by making them custom Viking jerseys with their names on them. Oh yeah, we really like that Nickelback up here.
Chad,
I think you guys are great.
Yeah, we listened to Photograph because we never we look at all the victories we had and it just makes me laugh.
We love that their song their Photograph.
Yeah, because it reminds us of our season. We were doing really well last year and then just sunk the hole.
And then going on to another NFC North team, Matthew Stafford has become the highest paid player in NFL history with the 5-year deal he signed with the Detroit Lions for $135 million, and he's going to make $27 million a season.
Does Detroit have that money? They're in debt as a city.
I'm sure the football team has that money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the football, I'm like, yo, that's a big...
It's not like the city pays for the players.
No, but you know what
the only city-owned team is the Packers.
You know what I mean, though? Goddamn. If you just want to, shit on, people of Detroit, be like, yeah, I know that all your automotive jobs are leaving, but this guy makes $27 million for football.
This makes me laugh because Matthew Stafford hasn't won a single playoff game his entire career, and yet he's the highest paid player in the NFL now.
That is fucked up, dude. I always thought Tom Brady would have been the highest paid player, but
good old Detroit keeping the bar low. I like that.
Fucking Detroit, man. Fucking Detroit.
Can't expect much. Keep that city's expectations low,
right.
Just like the team expectations.
Right. I don't know. Oh.
Alright, moving on to a feel-good story. NFL star and Houston Texans defensive end J.J. Watt starts a Houston flood relief fund.
See, and that's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna bring this up at the tangent, but it's people like that are really cool, and then you have people like Joel Olston, who, is that super preacher that has a mega church in Houston, that said, oh, my shit's closed because, we can't make it to the parking lot, and their parking lot was not flooded at all. He's just not letting people into the church, and the church is, a fourth of Spencer.
Jeez.
Right, it's a mega church.
Yes, church.
Yeah, no, to me, that's, fucked up. I'm just, there's people like that are, really good people that are doing this, and I think that's super nice to hear, Kevin Hart is doing something for this and shit like that. And I like, as shitty as it sounds, like, it sucks that it always takes like a major disaster to bring people together.
Yeah.
But at least, people
This
are
is
trying.
the new Katrina.
Yeah,
Much.
no, I think Katrina was way worse.
Well, Katrina was way worse.
Katrina was like way worse.
Everybody knows a bitch named Katrina.
Yeah, we had to bring Mexico to help us. That's how like bad Katrina was.
Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Vontaze Burfict is facing a 5-game suspension.
Oh, for what?
For his hit on Kansas City Chiefs fullback Anthony Sherman.
Oh shit!
Earlier this month.
Was that what was that hit? I'm trying to remember because I was watching a bunch of preseason games.
I don't know. I didn't watch this hit. I watched some clips of that game, but not all the clips of that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I missed the hit, but apparently it was pretty bad.
Is the guy in the hospital?
I have no idea.
Like, okay, so I think
he probably has a concussion or something.
Right.
Maybe I don't know.
I feel like we've gone into this a couple of times with this kind of shit, and like this one is I understand it if it's like really really bad,
Mm-hmm.
but like I feel like this sounds shitty, and anyone on the internet can argue with me. I feel like a high dollar fine would have worked a little bit better than a suspension.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like suspensions on hits. Like,
Right. I don't think it's fair.
It's part of the game. Like,
Right. Unless it's an intentional hit. If it's an intentional hit, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to look it up really quick. I'll see if I can find
Right.
what the hit
Well,
looks like, if it was nasty or not.
For some reason, my dad and I watched the San Francisco 49ers Viking game,
Mm-hmm.
and like San Francisco got a touchdown right away. My dad's like, "Whoa, that's the Viking season," and then they won by a small margin. I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, that's the Viking season. Like San Francisco isn't as good anymore as you like want them to be."
But speaking of Cincinnati, while I try to find this hit, did you see that sweet ass move that their punter pulled off to avoid a hit?
Yeah.
Hubbard, his behind the back little dodge.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was the best move I've ever seen a punter make.
Right? Okay, right. No, that's very understandable. Nah, like I'm sorry, every time I think about hits, like I don't know. It's just kind of like when like, you know what I mean, like when injuries happen and shit like that. Like I get it, it's very bad. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I watched Will Smith's concussion and I'm just like, God damn, NFL. Take care of your players, and they have. So I just don't understand the whole,
Well, I see that they're saying it was a dirty hit.
Oh, now fuck that guy then.
But we'll see. Okay, they said it was an illegal hit, not a dirty hit. So it might not be that bad. It could just be he went helmet to helmet. That's what it is.
Okay, so a 5-game suspension
Helmet
for
to
that.
helmet hit.
That's fucking horseshit.
Yeah, but he's been suspended for this before. He had a helmet to helmet on Antonio Brown last year that he got suspended for.
For 5 games though?
I can't remember how long he got suspended for that.
Because I feel like 5 games is a little excessive. Like for me. Like I don't play football or whatever, but I feel like 5 games is a little excessive.
Or maybe I don't know if he didn't get suspended for that one because that happened in the playoff game. I think he just got ejected for that hit.
Like he couldn't play?
Yeah.
Alright.
They had the clip of the hit right here. I'm gonna see if I can watch it quick and see how bad it was. Oh, that's bull. That was a good block.
So what happened?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see why he's getting... I can see why you would fine him for that. So the fullback's basically running a route out of the backfield, and he hits him mid-route.
Okay.
So he's like not paying attention at all. He's looking at the quarterback to see if he's going to pass him the ball, and they laser.
Oh, okay. So then it was just like an RK out of nowhere kind of thing.
So that's not just an illegal hit. That is a dirty play, like straight up. Like that's like a. So yeah, that was a major dick move. So.
Right.
But a suspension.
Little too far. Five game suspension's a little too far. It's because of your boy. What's his name? Roger Ailes. No.
Roger Goodell?
Roger Goodell?
Yeah.
Good old Goodell.
Yeah, fuck Goodell.
Dropping the hammer. Dropping that hammer.
Hate Goodell. All right, and the news story that's going to lead us into our topic tonight, it's not football related, but a football player is talking about it, so we're going to talk about it. Aaron Rodgers reacted to the Floyd Mayweather-Conor McGregor fight, saying that it was very disappointing. A lot of people paid for that game, myself included.
Did you see that 1.3 million people pirated the Floyd?
I did see that. I was watching it live on Facebook.
While we were recording?
Yeah.
God damn!
Some dude he had his phone out and he was live streaming on Facebook the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight. So I was watching that.
While we were recording last time? You
Yeah.
you couldn't have told me this? Like, I couldn't have just, sat with you and watched it? Like, goddamn. I was watching fucking highlights.
It's kind of blurry.
Yeah. I don't know. The fight... I don't know. I was rewatching the fight. It was an interesting fight.
It was... I feel like, and I said this when I posted on Facebook about it, I feel like if McGregor didn't punch himself out in the first 2 rounds and tired himself out, he would have done much better.
Right.
Going on. I'm kind of surprised that his trainers didn't tell him to hold off a bit, because... I mean, going into boxing, that goes 15 rounds if they go the whole thing?
Yeah.
You'd think they would have told him to, slow down a little bit, because you're going to get tired.
Right. But that is where I have to put this counter argument on the difference between mixed martial arts and boxing. Boxing is a long haul fight.
Boxing is a very long haul fight.
Boxing is a long haul fight, while in mixed martial arts, typical rounds are
5 minutes per round.
Yeah, but it's 3
rounds.
3 rounds, 5 minutes, unless it's a championship round, which is 5 rounds, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So their endurance is very different. Mm-hmm. And as much as people equate boxing and mixed martial arts training to be similar, there are parts of it that are very, very different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even though McGregor lost, I still find it very impressive that he went 10 rounds with Mayweather.
Right. And the points don't lie.
Yeah. Yeah, McGregor had 111 hits on Mayweather.
Right.
And that's the most that anybody's ever got on Mayweather.
Right. But the points at the end of it were 56, 55, 56 going to Mayweather and 55 going to McGregor.
It was really close.
It was a really close match. And that was my thing about this, is that for someone whose training was never boxing.
No, it was MMA. This was McGregor's first professional boxing
match. And it was intense.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a TKO, right? Yeah.
Not completely. They called the fight because McGregor was taking too much punishment, but he didn't go down or anything.
Right. So it was a TKO. That's what a TKO is.
Yeah, TKO.
So that was my thing. So my thing about this is that I have to give it to them that before the match, the press conferences beforehand, mm-hmm. McGregor was just a straight douche canoe about everything.
Okay,
I'm not knocking him. Before you say I'm knocking him. But it's nice to see him humbly at the end being they're both shaking hands
That's the thing about McGregor though. He trash talks a lot, but every fight you see him in, no matter what, he's always humble and respectful at the end of the fight.
Right.
Against Nate Diaz, he was respectful after he lost the first time.
Right. See, and I have no... I'm not saying it in a bad way. Mm. I'm just saying that, makes me wonder if it was just, because everybody cashed in on this. Both sides cashed in on this fucking heavy.
Yeah, McGregor got 100 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And my thing is, because I grew up in a boxing family on my mom's side. They watch boxing left and right. My mom and all of her Filipino friends, they made me watch the Pacquiao Olympics. I was just I don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, you could say that they're trying to cash in. I just think that, I don't know about Mayweather. Maybe Mayweather, but Conor McGregor is such a competitor. I think that he actually wanted to win that fight. And
right.
You can kind of see it early on, too. Some of those hits he was landing on Mayweather, he wanted to take him down.
But my thing is, you look at... But Conor McGregor is such... Conor McGregor to me is one of the biggest like inspirations to like if I ever feel like I don't want to work out, I'll literally watch a Conor McGregor video, and he's like one of my favorite videos of McGregor is how he takes his training. He's like, I watched Cirque du Soleil, and I watched how aesthetically pleasing those guys are and how athletic they are, and I want to be just like them. And then it goes to him doing the gymnastic rings. Like, normally most mixed martial artists wouldn't use gymnastic rings in their workouts. Like, their workouts literally involve speed bags, bag hits, bag throws, and grapples, and basic weight training. But he put an extra whole 9 yards by doing those gymnastic aerobics. Not many of the other mixed martial artists you see will be doing that. Like, you don't see the Gracies like, oh man, a gymnastic springboard, this is for my mixed martial arts training. No, but you'll see McGregor do that, and like he'll incorporate mixed martial art. Like, he incorporates his mixed martial arts grapples with the rings, with like the gymnastic rings. Like, he's up midair doing what he would do in a grapple. And so for me, I think that's super interesting. Like, I think as much as, you know, I'm sad that McGregor lost, because I was rooting. Like, I knew he wasn't going to win. Yeah. Like, my thing about it is I knew he would lose in the points.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, like, he had a understanding in boxing, but he didn't get you know what I mean, a full understanding. Like,
right, yeah.
I understand why Mayweather wins.
Right.
He is a technical boxer. Like,
He's the best defensive boxer in the history of the sport.
And the dude's 41.
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing about it. Like, the dude's old, and he still took down... Like, because McGregor's, like, what, 10, 15 years younger than him?
29.
29? So that's where I stand. Like, he did the best he could. But at the same time, I just, you know, you think about it, and you're just kind of like, yeah, I knew... I wanted him to win, and I know a handful of people that wanted him to win. But I know a handful of people that didn't want him to win. But I'm glad it ended the way it ended.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fight.
Yeah, it was a fight. I mean, you gotta give it to that. And you have to say that's impressive that he did go 10 rounds. I wasn't expecting McGregor to go 10 rounds.
No, I was expecting either he would get tired out by the 5th round. That was my goal expectation. Yeah. Because, once again, I'm looking at this as watching an MMA fighter. They only last 5 rounds. If that. In 5-minute intervals.
Yeah.
Where boxing rounds are what, 10 minutes? No, they're not 10 minutes. They're
15.
15.
I can't freaking remember.
They're
much longer.
They're much longer.
MMA fights.
Right, so. They're much longer. And it is a sporadic thing. Mm-hmm. Where, like, if you look at MMA, it's like you have not just your arms, though. You don't just have your jabs and crosses and hooks. You also have to worry about the knees and shit like that.
Yeah.
And my thing about McGregor is that, like, if he would have landed that one solid, like, you know, fucking the hook that he has, it would have been game over. Like, no doubt in my mind. If he landed, you know, there's always that, like, because the way his body moves, and I'm looking at this in a scientific route, because I'm weird like that, and, like, I do this all the time with, like, martial artists and things like that. If you look very carefully when he like, McGregor's punches are very physics-orientated. That, like, he starts from the back and then moves all of his energy to his front and then goes and collides. And I think that's what makes McGregor a good fighter.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because those gloves do take away some of the impact.
It hinders you. Yeah. No, But that's the thing, like, if you didn't have those, like, for a boxer, if you didn't have those gloves, you'd be fucking up people left and right.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Whereas, like, a mixed martial arts body is all throughout, that they're exerting their energy. A boxer literally is it's your upper body and your lower legs. Like, you don't have to worry about exerting your energy thrusting in with your, like, your knees or anything like that. But that, you know... And I have to go while I was watching the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. Like, I personally, like, I respect Mayweather for what he does, what he is as a defensive boxer, but that's not my kind of boxing I enjoy watching.
Yeah.
I do enjoy watching two dudes duking it out.
Did you see Pacquiao's tweet at Mayweather before the fight happened?
Yeah.
It was Mayweather tweeted out that talking trash doesn't win fights, and then Pacquiao responded with, "Yeah, but running away does." Good luck in the fight tonight.
Alright, so I have a weird like and dislike for Pacquiao. Like I think he's an incredible boxer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna knock him, but he's very strong in like hating homosexuals and things like that. Where I'm just kind of like it's so aggressively like homophobic. It overshadows me respecting him as a Filipino and as a fucking boxer, because it's just kind of like, you know, y'all always try to spread peace about like God's word and God's word is law and shit, like, cause he's a super religious dude, but he's like, but homosexuals deserve to burn. Like that is where I stand with Pacquiao. He's just a piece of trash to me. Like, I'm sorry to anyone who's like Filipino that's listening to this, because I know my cousins are like, Pacquiao is the new boxing Jesus. I'm like, yeah, but he hates gay people, man. Jesus wouldn't hate gay people. Like,
I mean, like, I always take that stuff just very lightly. I mean,
right.
Because I never get offended about anybody's views on anything. Like, if I'm watching you to be entertained, I could give a shit less what you think. I'm just entertaining.
I get you,
like,
but I'm looking at him as like, I'm Filipino, and like the whole entire Filipino community puts him on this high pedestal. That like he's like this amazing person. That like that's what he is to the Filipino people, is like this, like, you know, he's like Rocky. And like, I don't think I'd like, if I was from Philadelphia and like Rocky's like, I hate homosexuals, fuck homosexuals, I'd be like, maybe I don't like Rocky that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, getting back to McGregor versus Mayweather, I think McGregor was right in the presses when he was talking to Mayweather, and he is like face to face with Mayweather, and he was like, if this was an actual fight, I'd fucking kill you. I was like, yeah, he would. If it was an actual fight, McGregor would destroy Mayweather.
That's what I mean, but that's the thing. That's where you go to the point where Mayweather was smart, and he's like, yeah, let's box.
Yeah.
Mayweather isn't going to tarnish his name to be like, you know what?
To go last 30 seconds in an MMA ring.
Right, because he'd get choked out like that.
Yeah.
Like, just not even from McGregor. Take your, like, basic mixed martial artist.
I think Ronda Rousey could knock him
right.
his ass out.
Right. She has tried to get a fight with him.
Yeah.
She has tried.
That, back in the day, made me laugh so hard when Mayweather was, like, hitting on Ronda Rousey or whatever, and she tweeted out, like, learn how to read, and then maybe you could take me out.
But then again, Mayweather also is like, all right, this is where we get into this, like, Mayweather has allegations of beating his significant others and things like that. And I'm like, maybe that's why his defense game is strong. Because he knows when he gets in the ring, people don't want to beat his ass. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
But that, it's hard. It's hard for me to, like, scale this as, like, the fight of the century, because it's just kind of like, it's kind of like if LeBron James went to Aaron Rodgers and was like, all right, I want the Cleveland Cavaliers to play football against the Green Bay Packers. You know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's two different things.
It's two different things. And I think even though McGregor lost, I think Mayweather lost more in this fight by letting McGregor go 10 rounds with him.
Right. Well, McGregor, like, Mayweather lost because the points is the proof.
Yeah, because the points were so close.
Right. If the points weren't as close, you know, like, say Conor got, like, instead of 56, he got 49. 55, he got 49. Yeah, I would understand. Mayweather is a superior boxer. But because it was so neck and neck throughout the entire fucking fight, you look at that, you have to look at it like that and being like, once again.
McGregor even got the first 3 rounds, I think it was.
Yeah.
In point totals.
That's the thing, like, people actually really liked McGregor.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about the man, like, the man's got fucking swag.
Yeah, I love McGregor.
Swag up the asshole. The fact that he has fuck it pinstripes on his fucking suits is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, for the first part of this, you just heard me, like, shitting on McGregor's, like, trash talking. But I gotta respect the man. But he's not afraid of anything.
I love the trash talking.
I think that's my one thing that I respect McGregor for the highest, though. He's like, the dude is not afraid of anything. He's like, fuck it.
A lot of people have problems with McGregor's trash talking, but I don't. I think that if you're not confident enough to go in there and believe that you're going to win to the point where you can trash talk the other person, you have no business being in that kind of sport.
That's what I mean. Like, some of the best athletes are the best trash talkers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my thing about that is just like we were talking about last week. Richard Sherman?
Yeah, Richard Sherman.
The fucking
quarterback for Seattle.
Fucking beast trash talker.
He is arguably the best cornerback in the NFL. He was there for a couple of years.
Right. But that's the thing. There's a certain thing, but like I think Conor also knows how to get into his opponent's heads too, with that trash talking. And so that was the thing. Like, I was getting a little. My thing about Mayweather is Mayweather's dad like put me in a round with Conor McGregor. I'm like, dude, that dude will fuck you up, old man. Like, there ain't no way you're gonna like fucking hate like old people, like old boxers and people. But yeah, let me face him. I'm like, dude, this isn't Rocky VI. You're not gonna win this just because it's a plot device. You are gonna get your shit rocked. And that's the thing. That's what I'm hoping for Creed too. Like Michael B. Jordan just goes into MMA.
No, I think McGregor actually won a lot from this fight because he proved that he could be a boxer if he wanted to be. If he put in the time and effort, I'm sure he'd be a great boxer.
Yeah, because he only had like a year prep for this.
Yeah, not even that. He had less than a year to train for this fight.
Right. And that's my thing. I don't know, but like, you know, there has always been talks about McGregor's like what was that fight where he had to get bring his own personalized gear from Ireland to Vegas during this. I think it was the second fight with Diaz.
It could be.
Could be, because there was this big like thing about it, and like the UFC is spending an egregious amount of money just to do this. But I'm like, you know what? Like, he's got his own thing, you know. Let him do it. You know it works.
Yeah.
Just let him do it. Speaking of this, we were speaking of the MMA thing. We were talking about this in the wrestling podcast, but Brock Lesnar wants to go back to the MMA.
Really?
Yeah, but he's not going to get past the USADA, the United States Drug Association, because he's been taking HGH. He's been taking an egregious amount of HGH, and that is considered that's a drug.
Yeah.
As much as bodybuilders want to tell you it's not a drug.
That's a no-no in
fighting.
In
most
sports.
In most sports, like that's my thing though. It's just McGregor, like we were talking about, McGregor proved himself that he is fucking basically. This is gonna make me. I'm gonna bring up Dragon Ball Z. He's basically the Goku of fighting.
Damn.
Nah, for real.
Fuck off with your Goku references.
I will equate this, but that's what I mean. He's able to he thinks on his feet. You know what I mean? For God's sakes, there's a video of him training with the guy who played the Mountain on Game of Thrones. That dude is 7 feet tall, and he's the world's strongest man.
Yeah.
He lifted a fucking boat across a football field.
I think what's most impressive about McGregor was his ability to bounce back after the losses that he had. Because you always see athletes, especially in fighting, after they get that one loss, their confidence just isn't what it used to be. And then you just see them pick up even more of those losses. And McGregor stayed at a high level even after those losses and came back and won, what was it, the welterweight championship in MMA, and then there was another one that he won?
I don't think he won the other one.
No, he's champion in both.
Oh shit, that's right. Because he moved up a weight class.
Yeah. What was that, welterweight and bantamweight?
It's bantamweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's champion in both of those. It's fucking insane.
Right.
Like,
and he's not that tall of a guy either.
No.
That's the thing. Like, he's a very, like... But this fight, he looked scary.
yeah, he did.
Like, comparatively to every other, like, to the mixed martial arts fights I've seen, I was like, I don't know. And then McGregor comes out, I'm like, good God, man.
Dude, when you see Mayweather and McGregor in the ring, and McGregor's like, when they're trying to feel out each other's reach, McGregor's so much bigger than Mayweather. Like, if I was Mayweather, I would have been like shitting myself by the way that McGregor looked. Like,
Right.
I like fucking huge.
Right. I like the memes that went on with this match.
Yeah, the memes were incredible.
Yeah, the sad Michael Jordan with McGregor's weigh-in.
Yeah.
And then my favorite one has nothing to do with the fight. Why are we talking about Mayweather? It's August. And I'm just like, oh my God, you're killing me.
Have you seen the meme? It's a shot of McGregor's face after he got that good, like, right jab from Mayweather.
Yeah.
And they took the freeze frame of when his face is all, like, twisted up and stuff, you know? They photoshopped it onto Stephen Hawking's face. I was laughing so hard from that.
My favorite meme was from Barack Obama where he's like, I'm getting ready, and he shows his 2 files of if McGregor wins memes, if Mayweather wins memes. I'm just like, oh, that's fucking good. Like, these guys, the thing about memes is they prep this shit. They're like, it's kind of like when the NFL has, like, the Super Bowl, they have, like, Super Bowl champion. And then they're like, all right, I guess you can't sell this. To Africa you go.
Yeah.
So I just picture the memes going to the equivalent of South Africa.
The only thing that's annoyed me about this fight is everybody afterwards going like, oh, McGregor sucks, McGregor's overrated. If you don't understand like how impressive it is that this was his first ever professional boxing match and he went 10 rounds, then you can just fuck right off, because that's impressive as hell that he did that.
But that's the thing. They're those guys who wouldn't be able to go into a boxing ring,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be able to fight, anything like that. And that's the thing that bothers me the most about the dudes that are doing this. Because just like, you can talk all this shit, but y'all ain't gonna be able to like back that shit up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like McGregor fucking is a scary man no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking Tim on Facebook is not.
Yeah.
Sitting there on his fucking computer talking shit about a man who has 2 titles.
Mm-hmm.
At the age of 29, took on one of the best defensive boxer in boxing.
Yeah. In the history of boxing.
And matched him 56-55.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
It's impressive as hell that McGregor
Right.
did that.
I love Mike Tyson's tweet. He's like, let me get in the ring with both of them. I'm like, dude, you're already dumb as it is. You're going to get stupider. Like, fucking, see, that's the thing. This is the thing about the old boxers, like, let me get a crack at this. I'm like, you can't do shit anymore. It's like if George Foreman's like, all right, I want to fight McGregor. I'm like, you best be just beating your meat and just putting it on your George Foreman, dude, because that's what you're going to do.
I have a huge appreciation for what McGregor did, because there was a bit there for a workout when I was on one of my workout stints that I was doing like boxing exercises for workouts. Oh God, those things fucking destroy you.
Right.
I was doing one where it's like you punch the bag twice and then you squat down, pop back up, and punch the bag twice, squat down, and you circle around the bag doing that. I circled around the bag once and I wanted to die.
Right, no, and that's the thing, like, my cardio isn't as good as it used to be, but I can still do those, like, those basic techniques that we learn in, like, martial arts and things like that involve, like, squatting down, keep moving. Like, I'm not as fast anymore, but those things are, like, that's the thing, though, like, no, people don't realize how much it takes to be a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
Like, that's... And I'm going to bring him because we do have a football podcast and we do have a wrestling podcast. Like, people are like, oh, fuck this guy for not throwing it correctly and shit like that. I'm like, motherfucker, did you make it to the NFL? Did you do any of that? Did you make it to the WWE? Nah, you're just sitting there on your fucking couch saying how shitty these people are, but yet you yourself did not put the initiative to get out there. That is my thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing about anyone who is on the internet that says, these people suck. They're the fucking worst.
Well, and McGregor, like, you can say it's a stupid move. I personally have respect for him to do it, having enough confidence, thinking that he's going to make it out of that situation and become something that he purposely went on welfare so he could spend more of his time training, so he could get better and just work on his fighting. Like, that's crazy. Like, nah, fuck it. I'm not going to get a job. I have so much confidence in this that I'm going to devote all of my time to doing this. That takes an insane amount of dedication and confidence.
Okay, I'm a little... yeah, yes and no. That is an insane amount of confidence. I don't know. There's something about, like, feeling...
To be fair to McGregor, he was living on the streets for a long time.
Right. But you get that when he talks about him and his wife.
Yeah.
And, like, that's where I stand, where it's like, if you just hear the story by him saying, yeah, I was just on welfare so I could train.
Yeah.
No, there's more to that story.
Yeah, there's a lot more to that story.
He was poor.
He was homeless.
He was a homeless Irishman. I love Eli's comment about McGregor. He's like, he's the biggest thing to happen in Ireland since the IRA. I'm like, oh my god. Eli hitting it again with those fucking slow burns.
Yeah, I have nothing but respect for McGregor. He's an incredible athlete, and in my opinion, he's the best MMA fighter in the history of the sport.
I'm gonna argue. He's good.
He's champion in bantamweight and welterweight.
No, you're right. I get you. I do. I'm not saying it like that. But I think if we look at, like, older, like, I look at it like, because I watched the UFC from the 90s.
Are you saying older ones are more impressive? Because Joe Rogan had this argument when I was listening to one of his podcasts that the old MMA fighters don't have shit on the new ones. Because MMA has become so much more technical now.
Right.
And has so many crazy techniques now.
Right. I was just going to say Bruce Lee was the best MMA fighter, but that
whatever.
Fuck you! I'm not, like, dude, and I'm not even saying it because I like, really like Bruce Lee.
You're saying it because you really like Bruce Lee.
No, I am not.
You're totally
fuck
saying
you,
it.
Max. Like, y'all just standing there like you... No.
Here you go. It's just, what was it you used to say? Bruce Lee was the real-life Goku?
No, I said they're making Bruce Lee like the real-life Goku with the fucking
back
new
in
Bruce
the day
Lee.
when you used to talk about Bruce Lee all the time, I remember you saying that he was the real-life Goku.
I made that joke because he has a statue to his name and shit like that. But no, I do, like, I'm gonna go with, McGregor's an awesome fighter. I do, I'll give him that. I just think that without Bruce Lee, you wouldn't have mixed martial arts, so.
It'd be interesting to see a Bruce Lee versus McGregor fight.
Like, Bruce Lee had his prime before the brain aneurysm? Yeah, because right now he's dead, so.
Yeah. Like, if Bruce Lee was still alive, that'd be a fun fight to watch. If Bruce Lee was in his prime.
Right, I was gonna be like...
He would be old as shit if he was still alive.
He'd be like 70.
But
I'm like, oh boy,
yeah.
that seems like...
But that would have been, like, a young Conor McGregor versus a young Bruce Lee. That would be
so like a Bruce Lee at like 32 before, like... I'm gonna go with like 31, because he died at like 33, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with 31, because that's when he's at his prime. He's like... He's reached, like, his sense of nirvana and things like that. But that's where, that is another reason why I bring Bruce Lee a little bit more up there. Like, I like McGregor a lot. Like, McGregor's up there in my top fighters, like, of all time. Because, like, Holyfield is up there for me for, like, one of my favorite fighters. Evander Holyfield is up there for me for one of my greatest fighters of all time. But, like, the reason why I put Bruce Lee a little bit more is that, like, I think Bruce Lee has better mental preparation. In my opinion.
You give him that. I don't know.
In my opinion, I give him better mental preparation.
I disagree with Joe Rogan so much on that there's so many new techniques in the MMA now.
Well, there is
I think
and
those
there
old
isn't.
fighters just wouldn't be able to keep up with those new guys.
Because the thing about the original mixed martial arts, the reason why they called it mixed martial arts, is because they took just different martial arts against one another. It was not this hybrid that you are today.
Yeah, the sport's grown into something different.
Right. The sport, mixed martial arts, is its own fighting style now.
Mm.
When mixed martial arts came out, you would have a kickboxer fighting a guy who knew Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And that is the reason. That is the only reason why I agree with the saying that people have always said Bruce Lee is the father of mixed martial arts, because he saw the flaw in just doing one technique. He saw the flaw in just doing kung fu. He saw the flaw in just doing wrestling, because that wasn't a real fight. A real fight had everything. So mixed martial arts in the 90s was beginning to be like that, because you had the only reason the Gracies won is because they used grappling against strikers. That is legitimately why mixed martial art, why strikers had to realize in mixed martial arts, like, yo, I'm gonna get fucked up because my ground game ain't shit. My striking game could be good. Like, I could probably knock them out if I'm lucky. But if they get me on the ground, I'm fucked and I'm gonna tap out. And that's where I stand to run this back with the McGregor Mayweather fight. It would be a different fucking beast if Mayweather was like...
Mayweather would get destroyed.
Yeah, Mayweather...
Because he's never had to deal with somebody that's able to use their legs.
Right.
And never had to deal with somebody that's able to get him on the ground.
Right.
And start to choke him out.
Right.
And put him in one of those crazy pins.
Right.
He's never had to deal with anything like that.
No.
Mayweather would get the shit kicked out of him.
Right. And that's...
I'd probably fear for Mayweather's life if he ever got into an MMA ring. I think he would straight up get murdered.
I don't think they'd stop the fight before that happens. Like, that boxing has had some crazy shit though, comparatively.
Yeah.
Like, Ali was like, that was the other guy I was gonna put. Like, I know, everyone gives me shit, but I do put Ali as one of like the greatest fighters of all time.
He is one of the greatest fighters of all time. I don't think he's better than Mayweather, but I think Mayweather would have won against Ali.
Probably.
In their prime, because Mayweather is such a good defensive boxer.
Right, and all Ali had was those fucking hit. Like, Ali hit you like a brick house, though.
Yeah.
But that was my thing. I was just gonna be like, I do believe Ali is one of the greatest fighters of all time, but I also have to say that is because he's got that. He had the original McGregor swagger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he kind of invented trash talking.
He invented trash talking. Not only did he invent trash talking to his opponents, he invented trash talking to America. Like, he's like, I'm not going out for the Vietnam War. My Muslim beliefs don't allow me to. And so they blackbarred him. Like they're kind of doing with like what people think they're doing with Kaepernick. Nah, think about Ali. That dude was blackbarred from any boxing thing for a long time because of his beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone's like, Colin Kaepernick has it so bad. I'm like, motherfucker, he could be picked up. No one wanted to touch Ali.
I forget who it was. Somebody was expressing interest in Colin Kaepernick. So, he might get signed. I don't know. Probably not. I care less if he gets signed or not.
Like, doesn't matter.
Just go away. I want you to stop being a news story.
Right. Because people are still kneeling, so fuck it. Like, congratulations, Colin.
Like, how the fuck does a guy that's not even in the league anymore get front page headlines? Like,
on your NFL news? Because it makes money.
Yeah, it's annoying as fuck.
Because people are going to click on it, and people are going to, like, type, like, fuck Colin Kaepernick, that un-American fuck. Like, you know it.
Yeah, and now everybody's, like, commenting, like, boycott the NFL. Everybody stop watching regular season games. I'm just like, no, fuck you. I want to watch some football. Goddammit.
Right, like,
I've waited all year for this.
Like, yeah, we've talked about this, but y'all motherfuckers are dumb. Like, I hate the people who are like, I'm no longer gonna watch the NFL because of their political beliefs. I'm like, you're still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it and get mad. Like, you're still gonna have it on your TV on Sunday night. Like, there ain't no way you're not. Cause like I was watching the 49ers game with my dad, and like there were people kneeling, and my dad and I got into this like it wasn't like an argument, but he's like, so "How do you feel about this?" I'm like, "I really don't give a shit. They're doing what they want." He's like, "No, that's very understandable. Like I don't give a shit either, but like I don't know. It kind of is a distraction to the game." I was like, "But that's because we make it a distraction. If we didn't make it a distraction, it wouldn't matter."
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter. Did you watch anything from the McGregor fight, Max?
No.
No?
Of course he didn't.
Max in sports.
What are sports?
They make you be physically active.
That thing that people do where millions of people watch it.
Video games?
No, he's like, let's talk about that League of Legends league. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Esports.
That's
Brian, if they had esports for NBA and shit like that, you'd fucking watch them.
No, I wouldn't.
You would have watched the Madden 18 esport.
No, I wouldn't, because they had a televised thing of... They used to have a televised Madden tournament where...
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
No, it was a thing, and I fucking hated that thing. It's boring as shit. Who wants to watch two people playing Madden?
When you can watch a real game.
I could actually play Madden.
That's my thing, is like, who wants to watch people play Mortal Kombat when I can play Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. Watching esports is dumb as shit. Like,
I found our next topic.
I'm sorry, but if you're one of those people that watches esports, you're fucking stupid. Like,
oh my god. Wow, you're just throwing shade at these guys. Like, what if some of these guys, like, my thing about this is that Blizzard put, like, what, $3 million into esports?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then, like, the payout is, like, the pay-in is $5 million for each team to fucking be in, like, the Overwatch tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that shit is ridiculous.
Well, that's like, that's my thing. Like, football, you never know what's going to happen. When it comes to esports, I'm always just like, I could just be playing this. I've seen the game before. I know all the maps. I know how all this shit works. Why the fuck am I watching this?
That's what I think about Call of Duty tournaments. The only difference between Call of Duty tournaments is no one's saying, I'm fucking your mom after this game is over.
I wish they would bring that to football. Like the post-game press conferences, just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking take his mom, just gonna go to town on her.
How many people have gone? How many people have fucked my mom? My dad, every 5-year-old on Xbox Live.
Yeah, that's been our podcast for this week. So join us next week. Blah, 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 blah. Join us next week on Let the Fans Talk.
Bye, guys.